Hey everyone, before this episode starts, just a couple things as usual. This episode is sponsored by Andrew Ford and Ian Ware. They sponsored us over at patreon.com/IHateHorror. You can go over there if you wanted to support us monetarily. We are currently doing a cult movie challenge mini episodes. They're pretty tight. They're pretty cool. But I want to start branching out. We're going to start branching out into some shit once my life gets situated again. Has anyone pieced together what is happening to me? Anyway, we also have a sponsor again, Powerbomb.tv, pro wrestling from around the world, featuring all types of different styles, over 400 events from 70 plus professional wrestling organizations, live streams of professional wrestling from all over the world. It's $10 a month or $100 for the year. And if you use the promo code HORROR, you're going to get 20 days free. I can't recommend it enough. You've got it on the streaming services. I think it's still coming to Fire Stick. I think they're still testing it, beta testing it and stuff. It's coming to the Fire Stick. I think it's on Roku, but it's coming to everything eventually. Check it out. It's really cool. Fan of the show. Did this by himself, man. Just was like, I'm going to fucking do this. All the indie wrestling you could ever fucking imagine, right at your fingertips. It's incredible. It's an incredible thing that he's done. There's some shoots on there too. If you want to shoot, that means nothing to non-wrestling fans. And a big thanks to Timo of the Tormented Teamsters. He did our theme song, which is incredible. I forget if I mentioned this last time. He edited this for us, brand new cut. It's got our names and shit in it. I fucking love it. The ending, he even mixed my voice into it. God damn, this guy's the man. You can find him at genrefix.com. He's also goes by Genrefix on YouTube. And real quick, guys, go to IHateHorror.com right now, and you can download the theme song MP3 official release. He's releasing it through our site. I'm so fucking happy. So if you guys want it, check it out. The video's there too. You'll see it on our site. It's a big image. And yeah, check it out. IHateHorror.com. You'll see it. You can't miss it. Just click there and you can actually download it. You can watch the video. You can find all of his links there. It's really good stuff. So check out our website if you want to contact him. He's super happy for all the love he's getting, and he really wants to thank everyone, all the fans of our show. So thank you guys. Check him out. Genrefix.com or IHateHorror.com and click the link for the Tormented Teamster theme song. And that's it, guys. 976 Evil this week. It's fucking dope.
Stopped paying attention in class. I was thinking about the adventures of Ash, about the misfortune of sitting kids at Crystal Lake. Became addicted straight away with the initial tape. God bless Betamax. VHS, holy like Amanda Kruger. I was introduced to genre flicks by Toby Hooper. I started craving more just like Larry the Looter. I collected VHS without commentary or bloopers. Store computers, magazines, a bunch of stores. Spent my money on movies and begged my mom for more. I'd watch the boys kill those Astro bastards 5 times a day or even more. I loved the gore. Lionel and Paquita combined their lonely hearts. I was hellbound, Cenobites tore my soul apart. I've seen them all, from Dracula to Vertigo. Listen up, welcome to the Horror Show with Sean and Joe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. Show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Boy, do we have some movies for you. We're coming off of Detention and Ravenous last 2 weeks. 2 movies we weren't thrilled with. No.
People love them.
People love both of those movies.
Yeah.
Especially Ravenous.
Yeah. I've already gotten guff.
People are already mad about us.
Yeah.
At us.
And at this time, the episode hasn't
even aired. So we haven't even gotten half the shit. Well, get ready, guys, because you're about to be a lot more fucking mad, because we have 2 movies that me and Joe fucking love. We fucking love these movies, and they are so fucking bad. And I would watch them a million times before I watch Ravenous.
If you asked me tomorrow, you want to watch this again, do another episode on it, I'd probably say yes.
I'd probably say yes also. It's unbelievable, man. 976 Evil this week, and next week, 976 Evil 2.
Which one did you enjoy more?
Dude, I think 2. I was at my... Okay, we can't even talk about 2 yet. We can't talk about 2 yet because, that's a big part of the episode. But
listen, I am so surprised. They suck. Let's clear that out. Let's clear that up. They're terribly made movies.
Yeah.
The first one's better made.
Yes.
They're not good movies. I enjoy both of them so much.
Dude, the second one is one of the most absurd things I've ever seen, ever. Period.
Now I don't even want to talk about the first one.
Well, I know, because the first one's kind of, but it,
No, the first one, no. But I'm not going to say the first one's kind of good.
no, I'm not, no, but it's like an attempt at filmmaking.
Sure, okay.
The second one is not.
The second one, well, it's Wynorski.
Yes.
All right, but we should probably say that.
Yeah. I've got a lot of stuff to talk about with him. So this one, though, is directed by
Horror show favorite.
Bob England. Big Bob England. Robert England directed this. I'll say this. I don't think he did a very good job directing it. Off the bat, man. Off the bat. And I know some of it's editing. Like, directors get blamed for a lot of the editor's mistakes. But I feel like
the editing was noticeably bad.
Yes, noticeably bad. But I'm also curious if that's because of direction. Do you dig what I'm saying? There's some shots. There's a shot in a phone booth in this that is so alarmingly shot that it looks like a child would have done it. Like something we could have done in like 8th grade or something. Because it's like shooting at fucking weird ass angles and it's cutting and it looks like a giant piece of shit. And I was like, I don't know if I'll sit through this movie. But luckily for me, this was recommended to us by Angela Massey, friend of the show.
Yep.
Who we mentioned last week, bought me candy, and I ate so much of it I got sick. So, 976 Evil received a negative critical reception, if you can believe that, and and currently has an approval rating of 9% on review aggregator Rotten Tomatoes based on 11 reviews. The Washington Post, which I believe is fake news. Is the Washington Post considered fake news? I don't know. From start to finish, 976 Evil is sorry, wrong number. You know what? Some of these critics need to like fucking brush up on their fucking shitty puns, though. I fucking hate reading some of this.
Do you know who needs to brush up on their shitty puns?
Bob England?
No. That guy from part 2.
Oh. Well, okay. Do we know who wrote both of these? Was it the same writer? It couldn't have been the same writer. There's no way. That was like the only thing I didn't write down about both of these.
This was written by Rhett Topham and Brian Helgeland, and number 2 was written by 2 different guys.
Okay. That's alarming because like the dialogue is so terrible in both. I actually thought they were like, let's run it back. Bring back the gang. Let's do it again. Yeah. So Washington Post didn't like it with a shitty pun.
Honestly, I agree with the scores.
The 9%?
Yeah. It's not good, but it's perfectly enjoyable.
Yeah, so this is one of those like few exceptions on Letterboxd where you'd be like 1 star like button.
Yeah, I give it 3 stars.
You give it 3 stars?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like, well, yeah. I feel that, but you could also, I
1 star for a movie, 5 star for enjoyment. It's 3 stars. Does it make sense to me?
And I would tell anyone, I've already told like 3 people, like, you need to watch this right now, immediately, especially part 2. But to enjoy part 2, you actually have to watch part 1. Shockingly, because they do a terrible job of explaining what's happening. Usually in like a sequel like this, like the like cheesy Cinemax type movies, when you get to the sequel, it's a standalone movie. You could watch it by itself. You really don't need it.
Oh, you don't think you could watch part 2 without part 1?
I mean, you could, but like Spike would be a really weird character.
That is a good point.
But that's it. Because and they literally don't like run that back or anything. There's no, like usually in a sequel, it's like, oh, hey, I'm Spike. I had this real big problem in the first one. This one is just like, everyone's like, oh, hey, Spike. And he's like, what up? What up, dog?
What do you think about the title of the movie? The title itself.
It's so fucking unmarketable. And I mean, I always thought like, I think it's like a rule or something. You can't use a phone number unless you own it. Like in a movie, like unless your studio owns that number, you can't put it in. Because then it's just you're gonna be like harassing somebody. That's why they use the fake numbers.
Well, the 976 was that was like the told number, like
Right.
The 900 numbers.
Yeah.
So do you think that number was defunct at the time they used it? 'Cause they switched from 976 to 900.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. Do you remember calling 900 numbers?
I remember other people calling 900 numbers.
I mean, I called up until... See, I was such a fucking idiot. My parents definitely saw that because even when you don't pay, it still shows up on the fucking bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which means my dad must have been calling 900 numbers.
He's just confused. He's like, wait.
Just
Classic Homer Simpson
I
move.
must have hung up. Sorry, Dad.
Do you remember that Simpsons episode when Bart calls Australia and the phone bill's so high and Homer's like, who called this? But in his brain's like, wait, don't say anything. It might have been you.
Yeah, which is also my thought process. Like 99% of the time,
Yeah, agreed.
At my house, I'll be like wanting to scream at somebody, and then I'll just be like, "Wait a minute, did I fucking do that?" And then I just have to bite my fucking tongue, even though I'm furious. But let's get into 976 Evil, man.
Oh, can I read the tagline? Because I want to read the tagline for part 2 when we do it.
Sure.
It's now horror has a new number.
Now horror has a new number.
Yes.
Sure.
Fine.
Did it have a
What was the
personal
old number? Yeah. But it's all right. Oh, sorry, I left out a word. Now horror has a brand new number.
Oh, okay, good.
So again, that even hammers in the point. What was the old number?
So we open up some weirdo running around, disgusting city. I don't even know what city it is. Lots of phones ringing all over the street. Just lots of payphones. We get like what's that word? A hodgepodge?
Mod Podge? No, it's Hodgepodge.
Hodgepodge?
Which was Mod Podge.
Of clips that make no sense. A tarot card reader who just looks in the camera and says, he's just talking in a demon voice and is like, pick up the phone. It's for you. It's for you. Answer the phone. We see this phone in an alley ringing. He's clearly nervous, but for some reason he's been avoiding every phone ring.
But then he answers one.
And
Right off the bat, I'm LOLing.
dude, he grabs the fucking phone. He lights on fire.
But it's the shittiest blue lightning effect.
The worst. And then gets shot 100 feet down.
Dude, it's so ridiculous how far he gets thrown. And just the fact that he answers that one phone. There's all these phones. They're fucking talking to him.
Yes.
It's like, join us. Come
Join
to
us. Answer the phone.
And he's not.
And he's running by millions of phones ringing in his face.
Could have grabbed any one of them.
The whole phone angle is so ridiculous in this. It is the most unnecessary part of this movie.
Yes.
It's insane.
Because no one needs to answer the phone. Especially if they know what's going to happen to them.
Oh, shit. Then we're introduced to El Diablo, a theater. It'll come into play. It's kind of a main location in this.
They're playing continuous horror movies all night.
Yes, which El Diablo, some of the letters are, it's a neon sign. Some of the letters are dead on it, and it says El Dial.
Clever.
Well,
Little Bob.
Yeah, little Bob touch there. What if it said Dial? It's a theater, and it's just showing horror movies, a continuous horror marathon, I guess, forever. Which is cool.
$199. That's a deal.
That is fucking steal. In the projection room, we have a poker game going on up there.
Now, how old are these kids? Because they're clearly in school, and I keep going back and forth about their age.
I mean, they're in high school.
Right.
But
they just do what they want. They're owning like a theater, running like an
running
illegal crime family.
They are running an illegal crime family. It's odd, and these punks are the shittiest punks ever because the leader is got a Boy George thing going on.
He does. Is that more punk than Sum 41?
So me and Joe were just watching Sum 41 videos with just one video.
Boy George is more punk.
100%, 1,000 beyond, dude. Like not even.
I agree.
Not even comparison. Sum 41 was fucking dog shit.
No one's gonna argue that.
We're putting it out there. You know what, dude? You'd be surprised. Our fan base is young.
That is true.
They are young.
That is true.
Like that might be their That might be their
Sex Pistols?
No, I'm not going to go that level.
They're dead
There's no way they were sitting at home being like, "Oh my god, what will they do next?" As their parents were in fear, like, "I hope they don't grow up to listen to this." I don't want to win.
What moves will they do in the parking lot?
How many times will they don't jump and dance in the parking lot? They literally do nothing. Oh my god, what a nightmare! What a nightmare that video is. What a fucking nightmare. But they rapped. That was their. They could rap too. How do you feel about that as a rap fan?
I don't feel.
Well, we meet Spike. He's going to be our hero for the next 2 episodes, if you want to call him that. More of an idiot.
I know this. I want to see did you look up what else he was in?
I did, but I didn't think there was anything notable. In it.
He's the kid from No Holds Barred.
Yes. Was he like little in No Holds Barred? Okay, that was the thing. Yeah, that movie, I saw it, but I couldn't place who he was in it.
Wait, was he? No, he couldn't have been. Didn't they come out at the same time?
I don't know.
I don't know who the fuck he was.
His name's Craig. And I looked up Craig No Holds Barred and couldn't find a picture. So he's probably just some asshole in the background. Some asshole written in while Hogan and Vince were fucking snorting up the booger sugar in their hotel room.
I wish we could do No Holds Barred for the show.
I mean, like, why can't we? I don't know. I mean, people would fucking lose their mind if we didn't do a horror movie. Do you know
Patreon
what I mean?
bonus?
I'm fine with that. I think we should start doing normal movies as Patreon bonuses because there's so many good, especially when you do the cult classic like we do.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking movies on that would be amazing to do on the show.
Yeah.
Just fucking phenomenal. But anyway, so we meet Spike,
great hair,
punk rocker, shit hair. And his hair only gets worse in the second one. The second one, I thought his hair got better, but it was so much worse. He looks like Nick Nolte in the second one. Jail photo, Nick Nolte in the second one. And then we meet on the opposite end of the spectrum, on top of Spike, we meet his cousin?
Yeah.
Hoax. Hoax.
Who is Evil Ed from Fright Night.
Oh my God. I fucking knew that. I couldn't place him. Fuck.
He's great. Like, I love him in this movie.
He's kind of terrifying. I'll be honest with you.
He's terrifying at Fright Night, too.
Yeah. He's just so unsettling. He's such an unsettling little freak.
He's now a gay porn star.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. The titles were so funny. I was looking up.
Are you fucking
like
serious?
Butt Bash. Butt Bash 2.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He's active.
He's active. He's in like hundreds of gay porn, dude.
Really?
He's like a prolific gay porn star.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you got to do, right? I mean, if you like it.
Dude, I heard it pays well.
Shit. I might have to look into that. So, well, in this movie, he's checking out some Nat Geo titties. Classic 6th grader move. Not a high school move. By high school, you had enough sense to realize those were like just, that's not shit you beat off to. You're partial. You got partial.
Nothing else. It's pre-internet, dude.
It was pre-internet, yeah. Yeah, I mean, just go buy a magazine. You are in high school. You can buy a magazine.
Yeah, but that kid, look at him.
So this nerdo, also, oh yeah, I have to say, I brought this up too. So we meet them, we meet the punks. Could you imagine how people think about it? So many people's idea of what a punk rocker was kind of based on these 80s movies where it was like, they were like rough, but they weren't too rough. You know, they were babyface. It must have been so shocking to America when G.G. Allen went on Donahue.
You love G.G. Allen.
I'm just saying, to see a real punk rocker like G.G. Allen come on TV and like shove hot dogs up his ass and just be like, I don't give a shit. Like, it must have been so alarming to America.
Probably the Donahue population.
Yeah. because they're basing it off shit like that. Well, no,
They had
watched
like Sid
976
Vicious and
I guess that's true. But Gigi Allen looks way worse than that.
Gigi Allen's an asshole. I mean, Gigi Allen's not even like he's just a different category.
Yeah, you're right. He's a monster. He's just a monster, but that's fine. So this nerdo Hoax, he hangs out with Spike. The mom, there's a mom involved. Hoax mom is super Christian. Spike lives next door in a house
That has one of those like bank airdrops so you could put like money in.
that Hoax built for him
Yeah.
to send him over messages and shit.
Handwritten messages.
Which is the
So
creepiest
weird.
fucking shit.
So mad my cousin sent me this.
I would fucking kill him. I would fucking legitimately kill him. And we get a little bit of information here on Spike, which is his mom died. Now, I say this, but I wrote this down in my notes like it mattered. It does not matter whatsoever.
No,
But
a little backstory.
just a tiny backstory that his mom is dead, and this woman, Hoax mom, basically has his inheritance.
Has his money, but he can't
use
until
it.
he's 21.
Right. Which none of this factors into anything.
Also, Hoax mom is not that old of an actress, and why couldn't they just find an older
Dude,
lady?
it's the which is so funny because it is the Medea. It's the Medea thing. Those women in Medea are in their 30s or whatever, and they play 80-year-old women, and that's exactly what.
But at least Medea's like characters, like Medea himself or herself
yeah.
is a character. This had no reason.
No, there's no reason. They could have just hired an older woman, probably paid less money. But no, they do this. And yeah, it's really alarming. Spike finds a card in his magazines.
Oh, just to backtrack, Spike entered that poker room.
Yes.
And he lost the pink slip to his motorcycle. So that sets up a storyline going forward.
Sort of. But then later,
Well, it sets up like why the bullies are antagonizing him.
I guess.
But they don't
Is it
antagonize
though?
him. They antagonize
They don't.
the nerd.
The whole time they're still pretty cool with him. Later they bring up the
He
pink
beats
slip, and I
the
was
shit
like,
out of them. And then like later that night he's just hanging out with them.
handedly, like just mauls them single-handedly, and then just walks away. They're like, yeah, well, we'll get you. No, you won't. You just beat up 5 of you alone with no weapons. And I'm pretty sure like 3 of them drew knives.
They all had like butterfly knives. By the way, I'm pretty sure Dunkin' Donuts was poisoning me. This is like tastes like straight up dishwasher detergent.
I hate nighttime Dunkin' Donuts. It's a fucking dog shit. Unless you sponsor us, then it's the best coffee in America. America runs on Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Runs to the toilet, more like.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. But we'll still take you as a sponsor if you want it. Spike, we'll have a change of heart real fast. So Spike calls this horoscope. It's horror scope.
Yes.
If you get it. And it's a 900 number. And he dials it, and I don't even know what it says the
It
first
says,
time.
out of the darkness and into the light comes your horoscope on this dark and stormy night.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell
Push
him anything.
666 for your horoscope now.
And he doesn't? He does.
Oh, he does.
But do we hear that horoscope?
Yeah, it says, welcome to the... Wrote it all down, scripted it. It says, welcome to the caverns of the unknown. I'm the master of the dark to guide you to your destiny. You have the urge to take risks.
Jesus.
Don't be afraid. Your prize lies only a short distance away. Claim it.
Okay, so all right, that makes sense then, because he's about to do something. So, one of my biggest issues with this movie, the fucking horoscopes that they get are so long-winded and unfun to listen to, and so fucking dumb that you don't even know until the thing happens what the fuck this thing's talking about. There's no. The calls this guy gets, and he's like, oh, it wants me to steal those gloves.
It would be better if it was more on the nose. It's like,
yeah.
let's steal those gloves.
Yeah, it should have been like, those gloves you desire will keep you warm by the fire, or whatever. Like, but instead, it's these really roundabout, they're real horoscopes. They're like, if you really like something, you should go out and grab it.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's talking about the gloves. But so,
Why would that be the thing that you go to?
Like, I mean-
I would want money.
yeah, of course.
Like anything.
Well, I thought he was going to steal a fucking motorcycle. That he was
Which he
honoring.
should, yes.
Yeah, but instead he tried to grab $20 gloves and still had a change of heart. This guy's a fucking pussy. So he gets that message and he decides he's going to go steal his inheritance money, which Hoke's mom keeps in a fucking coffee jar above the refrigerator.
Yes.
When they reveal that was inheritance money, my jaw hit the floor because that was
So
the most
unsafe.
unbelievable thing I've ever seen in my life. What could be in there? $15? Like, you have to keep that.
Even if it was all hundreds, it would not. It's not even worth stealing. Fuck out.
It was so fucking weird. So this mom, she's super religious and she starts praying for Spike. She's grabbing him by the face, praying for him. And it starts raining fish.
So right before that, I just have to point out, this is like one of my least favorite things in any movie ever is when a character is like, why don't you just get out of here?
Yeah.
And then the person goes outside and she's like, wait, we're not done yet. Just kicked him out. Why?
You've never done that
writing.
before?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Oh my God.
You have?
Oh, regularly.
Really?
I mean, yeah. When I get into fights, I'll be like, I don't even want to fucking talk to you. And then they'll go away. And I'll be like, you know what? And one more thing, motherfucker.
No.
I do that regularly.
I've literally never done that.
Like, regularly. I do it to my son when I get mad at him. I mean, not in that type of language. But when I get fucking pissed at him, I'm like, go to your room. Like, I'll be like, go to your room. And I'll go to his room. And then I'll go in there. I'll be like, all right, now I need to talk to you about what the fuck you just did.
So I guess it makes sense to some people.
Dude.
So if I want someone to leave, and I'd be so happy that they're gone.
Oh, my mom did that too. My mom did that to me too regularly. Too.
Well, it kicked you out and came after you?
Yeah. Like, you walk away from me.
Yeah, that would honestly be something my dad would say.
Get the fuck out of here. And then grab my arm. Were you walking away from me while I'm talking to you?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. Maybe that's why I hate it so much.
It's so stupid. I think your brain breaks when you have kids and you're just like, fuck it. Like,
We'll try it to Shay tonight. 4 months old.
stare at you. Probably be the happiest she'd just be like, it's funny. Well, so it starts raining fishes.
Yes.
Which, why?
I don't know, but I'm glad it did because it sets up the next scene, which in the airdrop, the cousin says a dead fish that fell with a note attached to it.
Yeah. And he's writing notes that are like, hey, cousin, love hoax. It's alarming. And Spike, I can't even believe Spike fucking humors them.
I can't either because at some point, because they're both old enough,
I would
have to be.
I would honestly rip the fucking thing out of the room.
I would too. I don't care if it's family.
No.
Like you have to. You owe it to him to have like a talk with him.
Dude, you and me are the same people. I completely agree with that sentiment. I have yelled at people, and that's how I've rationalized it with myself. I've been like, they're grown men.
Yeah, no,
they
sometimes-
need to know.
Sometimes you need to hear it if you're acting like a fucking fool.
So this woman, Hoke's mom, is like, these are God's fish. But this doesn't come into play ever. I thought this was going to have kind of some like religious undertones or anything to it.
No, it's just
It's not.
in your face.
Just
It's
demons.
just Satan.
Well, yeah, but it's also, but who cares about the fish then? Who sent the fish?
I have no clue. It means nothing.
I mean, I thought there was going to be a clear like God
Yeah.
and Satan
Oh yeah.
battle.
No. I agree with you.
But that doesn't happen.
No, I think it just established-
Just Satan comes out and is like boogie 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 in the shittiest form possible. He comes to Earth and just decides to cause some trouble.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot. The next day, Marty from Modern Miracle magazine shows up. He's here to interview Hoke's mom about the fish. He'll come into play because, well, he's not a fucking reporter.
Yeah.
I don't know why he had to do that, though. Meanwhile, the shitty punks, we cut to school, and these shitty punks are beating up little Hoke.
Yep. Dipping
Hoke's,
his head in the toilet.
which he comes out of the toilet with dry hair in the next scene.
He does, and the main punk is like, "Shut up, I'm talking." He wasn't. He wasn't saying a word.
It was so weird. And this is the scene where Spike shows up and just beats the shit out of 5 people.
He goes, "Shut up, skinhead," and the kid's like, "I'm airhead." What?
There's some dialogue in this that is troubling because it makes so little sense. Spike in both movies has a comeback that is just repeating the other comeback, and it makes literally no sense. And why would you have your hero say it? It sucks so bad. So Spike kind of inexplicably beats the shit out of everybody. Yeah. Just kind of, he's like, "Leave my cousin alone." And they're like, "Well, we're just teaching him a lesson." And then he kind of looks around and it's just like, "All right." And then he just starts punching the shit out of him.
Beats the shit out of him. Also, jumping ahead because I know we're going to get to it, he just saved his cousin. And then later on, never mind. I'll wait till then. Go on.
Okay, so he saves the cousin. I mean, we could go on a little bit here, move things along here. But Spike beats him up, and they go on their way. Spike's cousin Hoax is not all there. Can we say that? Is that fair to say? Yeah. He's a little weird. He's a little eclectic, but I don't know. He's just off.
He's awkward. Yeah.
He's awkward. Yeah. He's socially awkward.
So the next scene, he rolls up in a scooter.
He rolls up in a scooter, but he's like revving it like it's a fucking motorcycle.
But he's doing that because Spike's talking to a girl.
Right.
And Hoax is trying to impress the girl.
And Hoax is trying to impress the girl, and he's saying things. He's telling them about they have a trip planned this summer to go. Like Hoax is going to ride his little scooter and Spike's going to ride his motorcycle. And Hoax is like, "Yeah, we wouldn't mind having a couple ladies on the back of our bikes." It's fucking awesome. So he's begging Spike to race him home, and Spike finally agrees. And Spike flies like at 100 miles an hour. And Hoax is like, "Okay, here I come." And he turns around. And even if it was funny he was going slow, I was already laughing. But then he just crashes into a fucking fence, which would have been so hard to crash into. Crashes so hard and wipes out into this fucking fence. I was considering telling the story about Coach P's little buddies.
Don't. Don't.
I mean,
don't.
It's not bad.
Please don't.
All right. Another time, gang.
Oh, God.
All right. So, anyway, so we meet this girl now, and she will do nothing to this story also. But they had to figure out how to tell us more about this 976 evil. And so she's stumbling down the street.
Smoking cigarettes nervously.
Have you ever seen so much cigarette smoking in a movie?
I don't think so.
Spike's girlfriend smoked so many cigarettes that I actually started to get sick. I started to get emphysema from this fucking movie. So this girl pulls out the horoscope card and lights it on fire. Yep. Which she just laughs at. But then the payphone next to her rings.
Again, don't answer it.
Don't answer it. And she picks it up. And she's like, "I thought we had a deal." And he said, and he's like, or I think the guy says,
I thought we had a deal.
Yeah, I thought we had a deal. And she's like, "I said no."
He said, "A deal is a deal.
A deal's a deal." Unfortunately for her, she's standing in front of Phone Mart.
The duck phone. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
The duck phone and the oyster phone?
Yep. Those are both dope. And she's standing in front of Phone Mart, and a million phones start ringing, which then explodes the windows.
And she gets a face full of glass shards.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. It's one of the few deaths in this movie. There's not that many. There's not a whole lot of cool deaths.
There's not.
For a demon that can do anything.
That's
yeah. So she's dead, glass in the face. Spike stops by this auto place store where he starts ogling a motorcycle. He's like, "This is beautiful." Then he starts ogling motorcycle gloves.
Yes.
And all of this only comes into play because he's like, he talks to the owner and is like, "Yeah, I'm going to go hang out outside." And then goes out outside where a payphone rings. He answers it. And the payphone says, "A real man takes what he deserves." So immediately you're like, he's going to steal that motorcycle.
Right.
Right. And instead he goes in and picks up the gloves and then puts them back because he's He's like, nah, man, that ain't right.
Right.
So he goes back outside, which was so. It was so poorly made. You know what I mean? That was such a weird, unnecessary. It's so long. This scene, these scenes, and it's just like he walks out, he goes in, he comes out, he walks back in, he comes back out, and he's just taking phone calls. And meanwhile,
he is, and then then they add in slow motion at the end of it.
Yeah, it's really fucking stupid. And across the street at a diner.
The
reporter's there, and he's watching this as if anyone would give a fuck. This kid's doing nothing of importance, and he's just watching him like as if he's staking out this kid, which I mean, I guess he was. Yeah, I guess he was.
Because of the fish.
Right. So he's watching this kid across the street. So he finally, he bails on the theft, and he's sitting there. The phone rings again. He picks it up. A real man has the nerves to take what he deserves. Spike just yells, "Fuck you," which will be his go-to move every time he answers a phone.
I like it.
In both movies.
I like it.
The second movie opens up with him answering the phone being like, "Go fuck yourself, pal." It's insane. It's fucking insane. Just stop answering the fucking phone again.
Everybody's problem.
So he goes, "Fuck you," and then the guy just goes, "Look both ways before you cross the street." So, and also it's a weird thing because when the devil calls you on these lines, because the devil starts calling people don't have to call him anymore.
Right.
The devil just
defeats
calls
the purpose
you.
of the card.
Yeah. The devil just calls you, and it's weird because like sometimes you'll get the devil, and then you'll be like, "What does that mean?" And then all of a sudden it'll kick to the real 900 number and be like, you know, like, "Oh, today you're gonna get flour." Yeah. It's weird. So at that, when it says "look both ways before crossing the street," I thought it kicked over to a lame message, right?
Right.
Because it's such a dumb fucking thing to say.
Just a shitty horoscope. Yeah. If someone menacing told you that, would you even cross the street at that time?
No, probably not.
So what he does is immediately cross a road and then try to take out a cigarette, but drops all his money in the process, and it's like the slowest.
Drops everything.
Nobody's ever dropped that much money taking out a cigarette. Why doesn't he own a wallet? Shit's spilling everywhere.
Literally, he spills
bills, change. It's insane.
It's everything. Everything in his fucking pocket falls out. And meanwhile, we see a car turn on by itself up the street, and comes flying down the street.
But Detective Dipshit across the street sees this all happening somehow. Like, you wouldn't, like...
Even if you saw a car turn on up the street...
And you watch this idiot
like, "Oh,
fumbling, this guy will get out of the way." I hope he gets all his money. Like,
this grown man will see this car coming down with its headlights on and get out of the way.
Stop picking
or that guy driving the car is going to stop because he'll also
either
see
or
asshole
would be the reasonable solution instead of just running out of the place where you're eating and tackling a stranger.
But he does and saves his fucking life.
He does. So thank God he doesn't think like us.
Yeah, thank God. Actually, yeah, whatever. So that's it, and they have dinner together, which it's like a split second thing. We randomly cut to Spike
plowing,
fucking laying pipe, a fucking notorious stick man, Spike the stick man here. This guy, this is one of the most passionate sex scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Joe, I'm 90% sure they were having sex in this scene.
May I direct you to Evil Ed's future endeavors?
In this fucking movie?
No. The actor.
Oh. I mean, I've never seen him, but I'm sure he may have some passionate ones.
He does.
Porn fucking is not usually passionate.
No, and I just read this like in-depth article on like how it's all prosthetics.
What?
Like they're dicks. And they have like this fake cum that shoots out.
Okay. I've seen some of that. I mean, let's call a spade. Yes, I watch some pornog from time to time. But I've seen fake ones. Mm-hmm. And it's very obvious when it's fake.
I don't know, man. I was reading this article. It looked pretty real. Like even the porn stars, the women are like
I
This
mean,
is how they last so long.
that makes sense. That fucking makes sense. And how unrealistically huge your fucking dicks
Huge,
are.
dude.
Which must give kids a fucking
Aneurysm?
no.
Put in your head. A headache? A bamboozle?
Can you stop? Must give them a condition.
Oh, okay.
You know? You see dicks that huge. Because they say, I've read things where it's like, yeah, when a little kid sees her dad's dick,
Why? What?
like you take a shower with your dad
What?
when you're a little kid, it like fucks up your concept of reality. Because when you're a little kid, it's like
Why are you doing that?
the biggest dick ever.
This
You ever took a shower with your
pissing me
dad?
off. No. What?
Every kid takes a shower with their
Not
dad.
that I remember. Like, you're way too old to be doing that if you can remember it.
Dude, people can remember very.
I remember lots of things. Not my dad's dick.
Don't be so rigid, Joe.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah, the sex scene.
Anyway, this is a really passionate sex scene.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any prosthetics involved. And I do believe that they were having sex.
Okay.
If she's not having sex with him, she's a good actress. She's a really good fucking actress. Because her movement, dude, she was kind of fucking quivering. Did you notice?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Dude,
You are something
I didn't
else.
find this scene to be anything to write home about.
I mean, I wasn't like, oh, this is hot. I didn't give a fuck, but I thought it was pretty fucking passionate, man. I think they were having sex.
Okay.
And they're also smoking cigarettes while they have sex. So that really took me out of the fucking spirit. Because that's fucking gross.
Spirit?
It took me out of the spirit.
Oh, I thought you were saying spirit cigarettes are gross.
Native spirit, isn't that?
Yeah, that's what our buddy smokes.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying smoking a cigarette during sex is gross.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking and she's like taking drags and like giving it to him.
Sure.
That's fucking vile.
I might in my days
It may have occurred.
maybe a little dip. A little lip.
That's bad, dude. That's fucking bad. That's fucking bad. That's fucking that. I could not do that. First of all, I'd fucking swallow it or I'd drool it all over. Anyway, dude, we need to get off of this. Well, so while they're having sex, old Hoax across the streets beating his meat, really fucking getting turned on by all this. And he sends over a canister. So what pisses you off more in this scene? So Hoax sends over a canister while they're having in the middle of having sex.
Yeah, like hits him on the arm.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It falls on the fucking floor because the girl goes, "What's that?"
Are you sure it didn't hit his arm first?
Yeah, I'm fucking positive. And I don't give a shit. Dude, forget that.
Why are you so mad about it?
Because I'm about to tell you why I'm fucking mad about it. So it falls on the fucking floor.
After hitting his arm.
Maybe. And then she's like, "What the hell is that?" And he's like, just my cousin. And he goes and he picks up the fucking canister and starts reading it in the middle.
In the middle, yeah, yes.
All right, so what pisses you off more? Hoax sending over a fucking canister in the middle of it, knowing damn well what's going on. Because the note is like, "That's pretty fucking hot," or whatever it said.
Or stopping and
Or
reading it.
stopping to read your fucking idiot cousin's note from across the street.
Most definitely that.
Joe, I mean, here's the thing. Regardless, the sex is done at that point because I would get up butt ass naked and rip out the fucking canister machine.
Dude,
in that fucking moment.
Yes.
Furious. Like,
would
I would be red faced angry, just tearing like the Hulk, just tearing out every fucking piece of the canister thing. And then I'd probably go over and throw Hoax out a fucking window.
I would too. Like the time Buzz stuck a mirror under the door. I was so mad because then she was like, "What are they doing? This is a fucking mirror coming under."
Oh my God. That's alarming. I don't think I knew that while that was
And
happening.
then I pulled it out.
Yeah, no, I remember it. I was like, wow, what's he so mad about?
No. I did. I remember like it was yesterday. I was so fucking dude. I was mad for like days.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That feeling of like having to stop is insane. That's funny. I mean, it's not, but that's funny because I did not know that. Like,
Oh yeah.
so that's why all that whole thing was so confusing to me.
The Narragansett one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why Buzz was sliding a mirror under? I had no idea. Like, I was like, what's he like? It's just stupid.
I mean, you still shouldn't know why. It's insane.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm against peeping Toms 100%. As we know, our friend Rick is a peeping Tom to the like a real peeping Tom.
Oh yeah, you said
like
that.
He gets off on it. Yeah. That I don't understand it at all. That's alarming. I don't want to see my friend's dick. Really. This is the most erotic episode we've ever done.
Yeah.
Very, very heavy erotic. Well, anyway, so I'd be fucking pissed. So she gives him his underwear. We got to fucking move on with this. We're so fucking... So anyway, they leave. They go to the movies. Ed, his name's not Ed. Hoax decides to break into this guy's house to steal her panties. And he finds the 900 number. He calls it. Yep. And it's like...
He does steal her panties, by the way.
Oh, he takes those, yeah, for sure. He calls the 900 number. 900 number's like, don't worry about being alone because you're going to meet the girl of your dreams tonight. So he immediately is like, I'm going to go steal fucking Spike's girlfriend, which is a fucking dirty move.
Yes.
And that was his intent because he knows where they're going and he follows.
Oh, definitely his intent. Yeah.
Meanwhile, at the theater, we realize, and by the way, fucking Hoax should be executed. He's a fucking creep.
Great.
Spike gets to the movie theater, and they're like, you want to play some poker? And Spike's gambling addiction is for real. Yeah. It's
rivals mine.
Very clear. It takes, yes, he beat you. He beat you. You're rough, but this guy says all of the classic lines like an addict says. like it's crazy. Like he's like, well, just 5 minutes. And then when she's like, I thought you said 5 minutes, he's like, I was winning. And he even says, I was winning back all the money I lost to them.
Yeah.
Which is insane. So he pisses off his girl, his main squeeze.
And he calls it a date. And she goes, who said anything about a date? And then just kisses him, which you're sending very mixed messages.
And not only does she's sending, it's fucking crazy. Because she gives him his underwear and it's like, this is so I can come back or whatever. Then they go to a date on the movie. He leaves her and she's pissed. Rightfully so, by the way. Then he gambles. Then she's really fucking pissed because he just never fucking comes down. So she comes up and she's like, I'm fucking out of here. Go fuck yourself. And he follows her and he's like, please, baby, 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 please. And she's like, all right, I get it. You know what I mean? Like they make up. It appears they make up.
Yeah.
Then she goes outside and she's like, that piece of shit.
When I'm mad, I eat. Like, what?
It's so weird. She's like, you're fucking, because Hoax shows up.
Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong?
They 100% just made up because she kissed him and that was the last, like,
it was so
interaction.
Bad. And that's where I blame, Robert
Big Bob?
England. Yeah, Big Bob. Come on, man. What are we doing here? This makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Because Hoax shows up and she is distraught. Like, as if Spike was like, go fuck yourself.
Yes. Yes.
That's the way she's acting. She's like, your cousin fucking kicked me to the curb. Like, what? That's not what happened. It was so fucking weird. But her and Hoax decide to go out together and spend some time together because she's like, I want to eat. Like she said, she's like, when I'm mad, I eat. And they eat pizza in the most disgusting pizza eating montage I've ever seen. Like they're just like, they're like chewing with their mouths open, like, and it's fucking gross. Gross as fuck. And while that happens, man,
the bullies show up.
And they're there to fuck Hoax up for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I think it's the payback because they got their asses kicked from the cousin.
I guess,
they're fucking with him. But they take his pizza and just rub it all over his face. That's like the worst thing you could like fucking do.
I thought about that too. I would fucking slit their throats. I would fucking
just sitting there, someone
all over your face.
Like turns my stomach. I hate grease.
Yeah, so do I.
No, like I hate getting like Cheetos stuck on my fingers.
Yeah,
It's
anything so fucking
greasy.
Gross. And then they find Susie's underwear in her pocket, which How did
his pocket.
Yeah, in his pocket.
Yeah.
Which how did she not see? Because they're just fucking hanging out in his fucking back pocket. And she gets mad at him. And
Rightfully so.
yeah, oh yeah. She's like, I thought you were different.
Then it cuts to a dumpster. And he's and they're just kicking it and jumping on
There's
top.
one guy jumping on top of it, and there's one guy just literally kicking it over and over, and then they just run away, and then Hoax falls out of it. And Hoax is a little worse for wear.
Yeah. He
He's
goes
pissed.
home.
He actually goes to the payphone.
Oh, that's where he goes first. And he calls the number.
Yeah, he calls his best friend. And the phone guy says, she'll be by his side. Go capture your prize or whatever. It's again, it meant fucking nothing. It doesn't give the viewer any notice about what's going to happen.
No, because later that night, he's in a pentagram circle, which why would he make that? It did not instruct him to make that. And he has a pet spider.
Well, it's right now. It's actually what happens right now.
No, that's what I mean. Like later that night.
Oh, yeah,
like,
later that night.
Yeah.
It just cuts to him and he's shirtless in a pentagram circle.
Performing satanic ritual. but like nobody instructed him to do so.
No.
So he just...
And he does say out loud, though, he's like, I just want to scare her.
Yeah, but like, why is she the number one person that you're antagonizing?
Why does he want to scare her? Why?
Right. Because the horoscope was go get your prize.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
And this appeared to be like revenge for humiliating him.
Which she didn't do.
No, but he was upset because she got mad and like told him off. Well, but again, rightfully so. But the focus of his anger and like all this should have been on the bullies immediately.
100%.
But instead he focuses on her.
And murders her.
Yeah, cut to the chase. Just fucking murders her with a billion spiders.
Which was a cool kill scene. If it didn't take, it took 15 minutes to build up to
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it.
We see this girl
She's making
dinner.
food. She's making dinner. But like there's one spider. His spider like transports there.
Through his pentagram, he has a spider.
So stupid.
He has a pet spider. And she's afraid of spiders, as we learned at their dinner conversation. Doesn't matter. And sometimes I say shit and I'm like, why am I saying this? And so he has a pet spider, and that's part of his ritual. And then while she's making dinner,
You see the aluminum foil of something she just heated up and, and it's moving.
Yeah,
So I think it's just a spider. But she opens it and there's like 20 of them.
there's a million fucking spiders, and they go everywhere and they kill her.
But he's like seeing this from his magic pentagram. And he's like, stop it.
Yeah.
And he
kinda,
punches.
comes.
He punches the spider, right? Or he just punched the pentagram?
I think he punched the pentagram, but it might have been the spider. It might have punched the
Whatever he punched, it kills her. It just stops everything and kills her.
Yeah, that's it. She's dead.
Yeah.
And he goes to her house to
Confirm. But like pierce through the window.
and she's dead.
She's pretty
and there's
dead.
a million spiders.
Yeah.
For sure.
So then we
Cut to the school.
Oh,
You're right.
Wasn't the mom first about the phone bill?
Oh, yeah, the phone bill. Yeah.
So the mom confronts him like right after he just witnessed, after he murdered it and then
Yes.
confirmed the murder. The mom's like, the phone bill's up because he's been dialing the 900 number.
And she's looking at it.
And I forget what, I didn't write down what she said.
I don't know.
But he's like, you shouldn't have done that, mother.
Mama. He calls her Mama, which always is fucking gross. I fucking hate that, Mama. And then we cut to, there's so many harsh cuts in this, by the way. Like, it's all over the place, man. It's just jumping from scene to scene.
And then, in the sake of time, Spike confronts him at the school right now. Mm-hmm. And
well, we also learned, let's just highlight, we learned that Marty is a PI, not a magazine reporter.
That's the reporter, yeah.
Yeah. We learned he's a PI. He meets the principal of the school.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And this is kind of important, but literally nothing happens here. He's like, I have questions. And she's like, okay, let's go talk.
Yep.
And that's it.
Yes.
That's fucking it.
But that comes into play later.
Yes. And
Very much so.
Also, during this, Hoax is hiding behind a manila folder. Hoax is standing right there holding a manila folder in front of his head. And then as they leave, pulls it down and is like,
Also, why would he connect any dots there? Like, why would you be like, oh, that private investigator is investigating me?
He hasn't met him yet either. But yeah, Spike confronts Hoax and is like, I don't even know what he fucking
Well, he knows that the girl's dead.
Oh, right.
And-
And Hoax starts acting like a fucking
An asshole.
asshole.
That's what I was gonna say, because he was upset at first that the girl died.
Yeah.
He had no reason to kill her, and he's like, yeah, well, she was a dirty Jezebel whore.
Yeah, yup. That is exactly what he said. And I took care of her for you. Regular, this bloodstains fucking life. So he says he killed that girl for the sake of Spike.
Yes.
Now, you know, at this point, Hoax is becoming possessed, so maybe that, but it doesn't really make it doesn't add up yet. I mean, they're doing a bad job.
You could forgive it.
You can forgive it, but it's not that's happening. I don't think. Because he claimed to. He came to and was like, "What the fuck?" And now we're supposed to believe that he
just is possessed.
Because he brings Spike aside to be like, "Hey, they're looking for you.
Yeah,
they're coming after you."
Right.
So I think he is Hoax at this point.
Yeah, and then Spike knocks him down.
Yes.
And like spits on the floor. And he's like, you're never going to do that again. The next time I'll be the one spitting on you. But first of all, Spike just saved him like a day ago from bullies. Yeah. They protected him. Yeah. Second, Spike just found out the girl he was dating was murdered by him. And then now Hoax has a vendetta against Spike because he got pushed. Like, come on.
It's amazing. I fucking love it. The PI goes to the company that 976 Evil belongs to. They claim it's been shut down for 1 to 2 months. Bum, bum, bum. But yeah. At school, Hoax.
Oh, he's looking for a guy named Mark Dark. It's my favorite, like, Beelzebub name. Mark Dark.
So Hoax is acting like a creep. He's starting to look a little funky. His hair's starting to fall out. Which, hey, Hoax, probably for the best, man. Your hair looked like shit to begin with. He gets attacked by, two of the punks that were attacked are in there. And he fucking slices one of their fucking faces open with a claw.
They call him Shriveled Dick first, which I thought was a funny insult.
Great name.
And they claim they're going to snort some crank.
Two things I love.
The 80s.
The 80s rock.
But yeah, he cuts him with his claws, his fingernail.
He's grown claws at this point. He scratches the shit out of this guy's face. The other one runs away. Yeah. And Spike now is... You know, he starts creeping on Hoax. He knows something's up with Hoax. Goes to Hoax's room, starts looking around, finds the empty spider cage, so he knows what's up. He goes home, gets a call, and it's Hoax, who's like, "What'd you think you find, Spike?" So, evil is afoot at this point. All right. The PI now is at dinner with a woman who does not appear to have been in the movie at all to this point.
My wife watched this with me and was like, where did this lady come from? Why is she important now?
I believe it's the principal, but her hair is entirely different. When she's the principal, it's short. It's really short hair. And she's got big Sally Jesse Raphael glasses. And they either...
Nobody's going to get that reference. I love it.
They either replaced her with another woman.
Are you aware that you've brought up Phil Donahue and Sally Jesse Raphael in the same episode?
The fucking 80s,
that's brah. Fantastic.
Everyone's going to understand that. I guess you're right. No one will. Yeah, I guess you're right. So anyway, so this woman will come into play, whoever she is. She will literally be the only surviving person in this film. Hoax has done lost it, though.
Yeah.
He goes home, takes the phone back from Mama. Mama gets pissed. He's like, if you value your life, I suggest you leave me alone. So he's got some weird shit going on.
Yeah.
Hoax he does.
He calls the number back.
He does. And in a weird event, the PI
is there listening?
Is there at the company, like we said. Although he's already left because he went to dinner with Sally Jesse Raphael.
That's correct.
And then I guess he's back there. Listen. Okay. This movie has some flaws.
Oh, there's no doubt. I said I agreed with that Rotten Tomato score. I still enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
It's a terribly made movie.
Yeah, it's really bad. And Hoax calls in while the PI is there and listens to Hoax's conversation, which is really like, I think I'm ready to kill everybody. And the devil's like, good.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
That's it.
Well, the evil eye gets consumed by blue lightning.
Sure.
And now his eyes are demons.
Oh, yeah, that happens. He gets cat's eyes.
Yeah. And then the phone rings at the place that Detective Dickweed's at.
Yep.
And he answers it.
You're too late, Palmer.
And he gets zapped.
And then it electrocutes him. So much phone electrocution and like hand electrocution.
Hot at the time, man. It was hot.
So gets zapped. He's knocked out. But thankfully, this random woman shows up again and is like, you okay? Picks his ass up. Hoax shows up to poker night with the punks.
At the movie theater.
The movie theater.
He looks exactly like Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw 2.
It's like a combo of Chop Top and Jeff Goldblum's transformation to The Fly. It's like a weird in-between of that. It's fucking hideous. As if he wasn't already ugly enough. But you're right. He's got Chop Top's glasses.
The glasses.
Yeah.
And he's got the hair.
Oh, yeah. God. It's so fucking gross. And also at this poker night, there's this really like, I had a really hard time watching this like clearly underage girl stripping for them. And I was just like, come on, man. Like, they're high schoolers. Like, don't fucking include that. I mean, I know Spike was having some a fuck sesh, but I don't know. This girl looked young and innocent. It was fucking. I hate it.
Are they both the same age?
I fucking hated it. Anyway, Hoax is back.
That is weird now.
Yeah.
Sex scene.
Yeah, the sex scene's a high school sex scene. I know. But like, isn't like fucking basically every 80s
coming of age movie?
Yeah. I don't know. Hoax shows up at this poker night, and they're like, "Get rid of him." So two guys
go outside to fight.
Go outside. Two guys grab him. Two guys that are in their underwear. The two guys he beat up
before, yeah,
are in their underwear for some reason.
Slash the face. Yeah.
And they take him outside, and you think they're going to give him a fucking pounding.
Line of the movie about to come up. Because Hoax comes back inside.
Yes.
He goes, would it be possible to enter the game with a pair of hearts?
And pulls out
both those guys' hearts. Still beating.
Now, the best part of this movie, the most realistic part of this movie, because it made me laugh, because immediately the two punks are like, what the fuck? And they stand up and flip the table. And I'm like, why would you fight a guy that just ripped out two hearts? The biggest guy in the room grabs the girl and fucking runs away as fast as he can. And I was like, that is what you would do. 100%.
Yeah, agreed.
Meanwhile, though, Boy George, he does not run away.
No, but he gets the shit slapped out of him.
Gets the fuck beat out of him. And
he gets slapped into a wall.
Yep.
It knocks him unconscious.
Yep.
And then a flammable substance spills.
Yep.
Like all over him.
Yep. And Hoax lights it on fire.
Yes.
Because he smokes cigarettes now.
He does. And then he stomps on the guy's hand.
And cuts it off.
Because his foot's turning into like the devil's hoof.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah. It's like he's like cloining it up. He's turning into a cloin.
Yeah. Cuts the guy's hand off.
Oh,
and then he says that's dead man's hand.
Also, you know what else was
Poker puns.
You know what else was so fucking annoying about this movie? What the way Hoax did things. He'd go do something, and then so he cuts off this guy's hands. He cuts off Boy George's hand, and leaves him in the fiery room. Mm-hmm. All right, done and done. Right, this dude's dead. Runs up to the roof, confronts the punks on the roof, kills one of them.
Yep.
Okay, so you think it's all over. But then he goes back downstairs and is like, oh, yeah, where's that other guy that I didn't kill yet? And now he's in the bathroom taping up his fucking wounds.
Yes.
It's the weirdest fucking thing. Oh, God. It's so fucking weird. He catches him in the stall and I guess cuts him up or whatever. I don't know. Hoax now goes home.
Yep.
Hangs out at home. Mama comes home.
She gets got.
He makes quick work of her. He fucking just slices. She walks in and she's like, what the fuck? And he just cuts her fucking face off.
Yeah.
And then he kills a bird. Because the bird's like, not on the seats, not on the seats.
And the detective's like climbing up the house.
Yeah.
And sees the kid and falls backwards like a slapstick comedy, like an Animal House, like when Belushi's spying on those girls.
Yes. Yes. Fuck. Yeah, that does happen. It's insane.
But then why is the lady in the house? The detective?
Yeah.
Wait, he doesn't come back?
No.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I'm like,
Holy shit. I think you're right. I just didn't connect that.
oh wait, no. Spike wakes him up later.
Okay.
So yeah. But for a moment, because it goes a while before they wake him up, and I was like, did he die from the house fall? Because yeah, he's with the principal,
Who then enters the house.
yeah, by herself.
Yes.
Instead of being like, I need some help because we're fighting the devil.
First of all, the person she's with, regardless of their like relationship status, was just knocked unconscious. Like, it's get
He
medical
just leaves
attention.
her outside,
She just goes inside and is like going after Hoax.
and she's the hero at this point.
She's the final girl. Yeah. She's like, it comes down to her.
And now the house is covered in snow and graffiti. Don't know why. And the only reason that we know it's the principal
Because he made a line about hell freezing over
it's
before.
like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, but that's why it's snow.
It's after.
What, the hell freezes over line?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it was before.
Like when they have an exchange. And he's
yes,
when hell freezes
you're
over,
right, you're right.
like in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah, and he calls her Miss Martinez. So that's how you finally realize she's the fucking principal. And after 10 minutes of this woman walking upstairs as slow as humanly possible, I've never seen someone walk so slow in my fucking life. She ends up in Hoax's mom's room. She goes to wake her up, pulls the blankets off. These scenes are so fucking random. Pulls the blanket off, and there's a bunch of cats eating Hoax's mom.
Yeah.
A plus scene. Hoax catches her. What's the matter? Cat's got your tongue? Did you have a nice meeting with Mama? She makes a nice dinner conversation, doesn't she? The principal has not answered anything. She's just standing there, and he's just rapid fire blasting those off.
And he's completely transforming into the devil.
He is 100% not a human anymore.
Yes.
And it appears he's going to rape this woman, right?
It does.
Let's call it what it is. But then he's just like, meh, and throws her down a flight of stairs. He's like, I've got big plans for you, and then throws her down the stairs. Also, Hoax has these giant prosthetic hands that are like those cheap-ass gloves that you would wear, but just like filled with like paste.
Yes.
It sucks so bad. Spike wakes up the private investigator. They break into the house. And they're like, Angela! No one knew this woman's name. But Angela's about to fall off a cliff that is opened in the middle of the floor.
Mm-hmm. It's a pit to hell.
It's a pit to hell. Spike shows up with a fucking gun / brass knuckles. Have you ever seen a gun like that?
No. Paul might actually own one.
Okay, well, I will edit that because I'm 100% sure that's illegal.
Wait, no. I'm sorry. It was brass knuckle with a knife attached to it. Sorry.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Those, I believe, are also
With
illegal.
spikes. Oh, they're 100% illegal.
and okay, no. And by the way, the line coming up is the line of the movie. Well, first of all,
When he calls him a buster?
dude, that is my first note, but that's not the line. That's the second line of the movie. Fucking Hoax goes, now you buster.
Calling someone a buster is phenomenal.
Insane.
Phenomenal.
Insane. Fucking buster. And then Hoax says, you don't, because Spike tries to shoot him. Nothing happens. He goes, you just don't end this. Armageddon, cousin. He's saying, I'm bringing Armageddon.
Yeah.
And then Spike says, Armageddon this, cousin. That makes so little sense. I could not believe they put that in, dude. That is the worst line I've ever heard until the second one, where Spike says an equally stupid something this, Buster.
Classic dad move.
Dude,
that's what my dad would say.
Armageddon this, cousin. Oh, man, that's bad. Yeah, so he tries shooting him. Doesn't do shit. He's got Spike dead to rights, but he hears a noise upstairs. And it's the PI and the fucking principal trying to cross the lawn by crawling across the fucking homemade tube for the tube thing.
Yes.
Terrible idea. Hoax opens up hell underneath them and then just starts shaking it instead of just, like using his monster powers to
demon powers. Yeah.
He's just shaking it. And then again, like this is like Hoax's ADD. Those guys are just hanging, like they're about to fall. He shakes the woman off to where she's just holding onto the pipe and just dangling. But then he's like, forget it. And then he just goes over back to Spike. And it's so fucking weird. And so he goes after Spike. He's choking him up against the wall. But he doesn't kill him because Spike just starts being like, hey, buddy, remember we're going to take a bike ride this summer. We're going to talking sweet to Hoax.
And the real Hoax resurfaces. Yeah, comes out.
He's a little upset. He's a little sad.
And he begs for help, actually.
He begs for help. And what does a good cousin do when clearly like possessed? Like you got to save him.
Throws him to the pit of hell.
Grabs him belly to belly and just fucking flings his body into a pit of hell.
Honestly, the most reasonable, smart move I've ever seen in a horror movie. You're not going to, like, if the forces of evil have taken over this far, like, what else are you going to do? Just count your losses and throw him the fuck in that pit. This is the most realistic character choice I've ever seen.
Oh my God. And the PI and the strange woman lived.
Yeah.
So that's good. And yeah.
That's it. That's the end of the movie. Loved it.
And then we also get at the end it says, I forget what he said. Oh, this guy is like, it's the guy that owns the phone company, and he's like, oh, look what I went and done and did to you. And it's a picture of some guy. So you're assuming he's like the next target, but I guess he already killed that guy. But then he pulls out a picture of fucking Hoax. And he's like, you're next. But we just saw it. Fucking.
Yeah. Mark Dark, fucking idiot.
Mark fucking
No
Dark.
wonder that company's going under.
Yeah, so that's 976 Evil, guys. What a fucking treat. Thank you, Angela.
Yeah.
And really, it's such a treat because it will bring us to 976 Evil 2 next week. What a fucking gem. I'm so excited to talk about it. I wish we could just roll right into it.
Can't we?
I mean, we are. But but you guys have to wait till next week. Me and Joe will be rolling right into it.
We do this every episode.
You do this every episode.
No, I mean, this is our format.
Oh, yeah, it is our format. I say something, you're like, wait, we're not recording another episode? Hey, man, it's what the people want, man. It's what the people want. So that's it. Big thanks to everybody. Let's just do our plugs. I'll put in our other special plugs that are coming. So you can find us facebook.com/I hate. Sorry. Rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. That's the best way to support us. If you do, send me an email, Sean, SEAN @IHateHorror.com, and I'll send you some free stickers in the mail. You can find us at facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com. I am on Twitter at I Hate Horror Show, Instagram and Snapchat at I Hate Horror.
I'm at Jovi421, Boognish 1985 Horror Show Joe.
And that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. We really appreciate it. The show is nothing without you guys, and we love talking to you. And I've been a little quiet lately. Got some shit going on, but I'll be back soon-ish. I might be back already. Who fuck knows? And that's it, guys. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Dissect. Movies all fucking day.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Dismember.
A fucking zombie getting sliced and diced. A monster.
Mutilate. And butcher. That's it, guys.